This is the real Tom Rose, and this is a really cool problem. This is a rates and work problem, meaning you're given machines or people that can do a certain amount of work in a certain amount of time. And the equation that governs all of this is the rate that they're working at times the amount of time they work equals the amount of work that they do. Now, part of what's difficult about this question, and if you struggled with it, is because if you think of, they're saying A can do a job, and they don't specify what a job is. It just says like, oh, it can do a job, like one job. If we try to plug into our equation, what you'll see is that A, so let's do this for A. A takes 8 days to do one job. Suppose you put a 1 in for W, right? So what's the rate of A? Well, the rate of A in this case is 1/8. And the units on that is jobs per day. So A does 1/8 jobs per day. To me, this is just, this is horribly confusing. And I find this difficult to keep track of because I can't think of fractions of jobs per day. So let me show you a cool trick that you can do here, which makes this much easier to visualize. Let's define a job. And let's say that a job is like 24 units. So that's the size of a job. And I'm picking that number somewhat arbitrarily, although I did it intentionally so it would be divisible by both 8 and 12. And that's a nice little trick you can use, right? If you have numbers, multiply them all together, or figure out the lowest common multiple and use that. So that's what I did. So 24 units is a job, right? Now let's do it. Let's plug in again. So like the rate of A times 8 days equals 24 units. Right? So what that means if we solve for A is doing 3 units per day. That's a normal quantity that you can think of and keep in your head and interact with. A does 3 units per day. Let's do B. B takes 12 days to do the same 24 unit job. So the rate of B is 2 units per day. Right? Now what they ask us is they say that, they're working together. Well, if they're working together, right, the rate together is equal to the rate of A plus the rate of B, which is equal to 3 units per day plus 2 units per day equals the rate together, 5 units per day. So that's your rate together. What have they actually asked for? It says how many days. So they want the time it would take these two people working together to complete the job. So let's do the same equation again. So we have the rate together times the time together equals the 24 units. So let's plug in the rate together. Is 5 units per day times time equals 24. So the time will be 24 over 5. And how many times does 5 go into 24? It goes in like 4.8 times. You can plug that into your calculator if you're not sure. And that's your answer. So remember, if you get a rates and work problem and they specify jobs, like a number of jobs completed, you can always pick a number for that and solve the problem with that hypothetical number instead. And it'll make things much easier, much faster.